Hi, welcome back to the Life Transformation blog. In this video, I'm talking to parents. We get a lot of questions saying, my child has self-confidence issues, or how do I increase my child's self-confidence? He or she doesn't mix up with other students, or he's an introvert, he doesn't go out, and I want to boost my child's self-confidence. Now I'm going to talk about one thing that is a child's self-confidence killer, and 3 things that you can immediately do as parents to boost up your child's self-confidence. So what is the one thing that you do not want to do with your child? One thing that if you stop doing, I promise you, immediately you will see results with your child. And then one thing is yelling. Yes, you heard me right. Yelling, you yell at your child. You're like, I told you how many times do I have to tell you? You don't listen, and again you did this, and you're like this, and you carry the past, and you're blaming the child, and you're on howling at the young child who is just looking at you and wondering what's wrong with you. Yeah? And the most surprising thing is when a parent yells at the child and tells the child that the child should not be yelling. How crazy is that? How many times have I told you not to yell? And the child is like, well, mom, dad, you just yelled at me, right? And then we say, you don't have respect, and this is not how you treat elders, and we have experience, and we want you to learn, and that's why we are telling you for your own good, and blah, 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 and you keep going on. I have a word for that. You rant. You literally rant at your child, and I don't know if you are frustrated yourself, or is it really for the child? So number one killer that kills children's self-confidence. Stop yelling at your child. I know you love your child. I know you want good for your child. But if you keep yelling at your child, 3 things happen. The first thing is your child starts believing I am good for nothing. You don't have to even tell the child. The moment you start yelling at the child starts internalizing and saying, I might not be good for something, I'm not good to study, I'm not good to be your son or daughter, I'm not good to be a friend, I'm not good for this skill, or I'm not good for that activity. The second thing that when we start yelling at the child is, the child starts thinking negative. The child literally internalizes everything that you tell the child, and the child starts thinking negative in a way that, maybe I don't know how to do it, maybe I can't do it, or maybe, I don't have the skill, or what if people will laugh at me, and the child internally starts feeling afraid. And the last thing is when parents yell at children, I don't care whether it's a big, huge mistake that the child did, or maybe, the child just spilled milk or broke something. It doesn't matter. The third thing that the child starts feeling is, I am unloved. The child just feels unloved, when you yell at the child. So you might be asking, so what do I do? And you're saying, don't yell at the child, what do I do? Just say, it's okay, child, just go ahead and do what you just did. No, I'm not saying that. There are 3 things that you can do immediately to bring up the child's self-confidence, and maybe communicate with the child in such a way that the child feels good about himself and feels loved. So what is the first thing that you want to do with your child? When the child behaves bad, or when the child breaks something, or when the child gets low score, listen. Listen. The first thing is listen. Listen to your child. We seldom listen to our child, right? We are so busy with our smartphone and with our social media and television and calls and housework, and we don't have time to listen. Where is the time for me to sit and listen to the child? And sometimes when the child tries to explain you something, we get more angry. Don't tell me, I know what you did, you're always like this, and it must be your mistake, and I know you're not a boy who would this and that, and you're not a girl, and we again start yelling. So what I'm saying is, whenever something wrong happens or bad happens, or whenever you want to teach your child something, listen to your child. Say something and then allow the child to listen, to say whatever the child wants, and allow the child to complete his or her sentence. Don't just jump in and say, okay, I got what you're saying. Because I don't have time, right? We're in a rush, hurry kind of a life. So listen to your child till the child is complete. Then if you have a question, then say, okay, you know what, can you explain to me this? Or can you explain to me that? And then again listen to your child. The second thing that I want you to do is appreciate, take the smallest thing that your child has done and appreciate, enlarge something that the child has done small. Either the child has done something good, small, amplified, appreciated, or if the child has not done something bad, the child could have misbehaved, the child could have yelled, the child could have, not understood, the child could have not listened to you, but the child listened to you, the child understood, the child behaved. Reason to appreciate, right? So expand whatever smallest thing that the child has done. So the first thing is you want to listen to your child. The second thing is you want to appreciate your child's good or what the child did not do bad, what he could have done. And now the third thing that you want to do to increase your child's self-confidence is give your child freedom. Freedom to choose his or her own life choices. I see so many moms and dads actually strangulating their children in making them what they are. I want you to do this. I want you to wear this. I want you to eat this. I want you to sit like this. I want you to look like this. I want you to talk to this person. I want you to not talk. It's like a instruction manual you're giving to your child what you want your child to do or not do. It doesn't work like this. In today's generation, the more you try to restrict your child, the more he gets agitated, the more he gets aggressive, the more he will not do what you want him or her to do. So what freedom am I talking about? Guide your child and inspire your child and say, hey, you know what? I feel or I would not do this. Now you decide what you want to do. How much food the child eats. Sometimes we don't like to eat the same quantity of food every day. So how can you expect your child to eat the same quantity of food every day? Or to sleep the way you want the child to sleep, to wear the clothes that you want the child to wear. Where is the self-expression, the creativity of the child? So stop restricting your child and start giving your child freedom. The food that your child wants to eat or the restaurant your child wants to go, and appropriately guide them. Again, remember, no yelling, only communicating and guiding your child to the choice maybe you want the child to make. But what if the child does not make what you want the child to make? It's okay. As long as your child is not in danger or your child is not going to kill him or herself, it's okay. Don't freak out. Let the child live up to his or her own choice. Because once he does that, then probably he will understand what is right and wrong, what is good or bad, what is nice and what is not nice. And then let him develop the confidence to choose whatever he or she wants to choose. And if you want your child to truly be alive and fearless in his life, in his career, in his relationship, in whatever choices your child makes, it's utmost important that your child's self-confidence levels are high. And to increase your child's self-confidence, to make him truly alive and fearless, you need to be alive and fearless. You need to trust your child. You need to be that parent that does not keep yelling at your child. You need to be a parent who appreciates, listens to the child, and who gives the child his or her own freedom to live. And as you're doing all of this, be there present. Observe the child, guide the child gently, and love your child and let your child know that he's being loved through the behavior. So I hope this video has served you. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, give me some comments in the comments box below so I know if you have understood, and if you have any questions regarding this video, you're most welcome to write to us at info@mutsabadri.com or just leave a comment below. Share this video with parents who are struggling with self-confidence issues in their child. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay alive, stay fearless, dream big, stay strong, and keep watching the Life Transformation Blog. Thank you.